So did you understand what I said? So malla can't be malala, can be malila or malula. We don't know until we see in a form where it doesn't have a shadda. So for example, ana maliltu. So which one is which form is? Is it fa'ila, fa'ula, fa'ala?
Faila.
Yes. But obviously when it's malla, we don't know. So another one where the second radical, second root letter is separated from the third radical, third root letter by a long vowel. What does it mean by long vowel here?
Only Fa Ya.
Yes. There's no shadda, because our shadda is only when the two letters are next to each other. So for example, passive participle of radda yaruddu, it is maf'ul is mardudun. Okay, restored, mardudun, maf'ulun. This is what we've done for basic verbs, maf'ulun, and that's why it comes. And then verbal line is irdadun, if'alun, irdadun. It gives a conjugation here. Ana dalaltu, nahnu dalalna, anta dalalta, and so forth. Again, I've sent you the conjugation table. You can look at it, and if you have any issues, let me know. It's all memorization. I could read it out for you, but it's not going to help you until you memorize. So the only thing is here, interesting thing is here is imperative. The fel amr have variations. So you either write udlul, la, udlulu, and so forth, udluli, right? Or you could write just, instead of writing alif, you just dulla, or dulli, or dullu. All these four are fail amr, and all of four are correct. Does that make sense?
The Hamza will be dropped.
Yeah, you could use the hamza or no hamza needed, and you could the lam could either have fatha, kasra, or dhamma. It doesn't matter. This is for anta.
Means if we use Fatha, Kasra, or Dhamma for Dal, that won't make any difference.
No, not for dal, for lam.
Okay, for Lam.
Only
Dal will
when.
have the second radicals Dhamma on it.
Say it again.
Dal will have the second radicals Dhamma on it, but the Lam it can have a Fatha, Kasra, or Dhamma.
Yes. So here again, if just part of memorization, just memorize this. And when it comes to dual, feminine, it's dulli. You can't have you can't have all these three, because it has ya now. It's going to take kasra, dulli, or udluli. Dual for masculine is dulla, and udlula, and dullu, udlulu, or udlulna. So here gives you all the imperative you need. This is anta, anti, antuma, both feminine and masculine, same, and antum and antunna. Active active is dalun. This is file dalun, and passive it is maf'ul is madlulun. It will be noted that in the imperative and jussive, the rule may be broken and the two repeated radicals may be written with tashdid. In the case the third radical is well, it is So it's just explaining what I've just we learned above, which is saying that in imperative, the rule is slightly broken because it's not just udlul. We could also have these three. So just like you would think that it's contrary to the rule, but that's why memorization is the key for verbs. If you memorize, then you won't have any issue. Basically, rules is good to know, but once you memorized it, when you read the rules, they'll make a lot more sense. So this is a passive. Dulla, أنا دللت, نحن دللنا, أنت دللت, and so forth. And these are the derived forms. So if you memorize the first form properly, these will become easier. Dallala, yudallilu. This is the past imperative, which imperfect. This is the this uh, imperative. This imperative, yes, these are imperative. This is active participle. So fa'il, mudallilun, or you could say mudallun. A verbal line is tadlilun. So I believe this is active participle, this is passive participle of all. Again, this needs to be put in the scale. I think the key is if you know the first form really well, if you memorize it, and then second form, you may not need to know in full memorization, basically. Because even when I was doing it, I didn't memorize all the forms for this. Obviously, best practice to do so. But if you know the first form perfectly, and then you will understand. For here, for example, أنا دللت, نحن دللنا. It become easier. And obviously, you have the website to help you out. So these are all the forms. And if we go do each form, then obviously you've done one chapter for a reason. If you've done each form in separately, it will take us another 10 lessons to do. And it's not going to be the most beneficial use of your time or my time, to be honest. So Lafi is when you do Arabic, this is intermediate now, perhaps. You have to do a lot of own work and own, it depends how much effort you're willing to put in. Will determine how much you benefit. Where's this one? So these are just vocabulary. Adatun, custom, habit, similar in Urdu. Adatun, mas'alatun, problem. Again, Urdu word. Same word you use in Urdu. And broken plural is masailu, problem, question, matter. Muwazzafun, official. It's a noun. Muwazzafuna is the sign plural. Suriya, means Syria. Suriyun, Syrian. Syrian person. Or Syrian food or whatever. Mashru'un means scheme or project. Two plurals are available for here. Broken plurals is mashari'u, or feminine plural. Text for feminine plural is mashru'atun. Ahlun, ahalin, broken plural, means people. Amalun, amalun, hope. Hararatun, heat. Harrun, or harun, means hot. Hikayatun, story. Hikayatun, bisur'atin, quickly, with speed. Afdalu, min, better than, preferable to. And then it gives you some verbs, double verbs. So it says madda yamuddu, to stretch out. Again, you know, in dictionary, you would just go to meme and dal, and you'll find this there, meme and dal. So you just type in 2 letters there. I think some dictionary there may be 3 letters, but the dictionary we're using is just you just need to type meme and dal, and it will come up. And then it also gives you a madda, which means to help, which is form 4 of madda. Imtadda, again the form 8 to stretch. So tr means transitive. Anybody remember what transitive means?
So it doesn't need an object to carry out the action.
No, the opposite. Transitive means it needs an object.
Sorry. I said the
Intransitive
opposite.
means no object. So here it's going to be something like madda zaydun. I don't know why Zayd stretched something. That to madda zaydun shay'an, right? And when you do this, it's going to be imtadda shay'un. The a thing was stretched. You know, I can't think of an example of what thing can it be, but you understand, I think, what I mean. Qassa yaqussu means to narrate, recount, tell. Damma yadummu, to collect. Again, transitive. You need an object. Form 7 of that is in damma, to join, adhere, and you use it with ma'a or ila, join to, adhere to. Adda ya'uddu means to count, consider. Form 4 is a'adda. Form 10 is ista'adda. Qarra yakirru, to settle. Qarrara is form 2 of what we just done, to lay down, ordain, decide. Taqreerun, report. Qararun, decision, determination. Ammun means uncle, paternal uncle. So your father's brothers. So your chachu and your taus, you know, the paternal. Paternal means your father's. For your father's side, your father's brothers are known as ammun. Aunt, this is your father's sister. So you call Popo, I think, or we call it Urdu. So Ammatun. Ihtamma means Ahtama, be, to be concerned about, bothered about, be interested in. Zanna yazunnu means to think, consider. Ahabba, this is form 4, to love, joke. So when you see this ahabba, for example, then you should work out, okay, this seems like a double verb. Ahabba yuhibbu. Darra
Sir,
yadurru, yes, to enjoy, yes.
okay, just an example of ahabba. So here, what will be the root letter?
Ha, ba, and ba.
Ha, ba, and ba.
Yeah.
Okay.
So same, you know, like normal form 4, what was the additional letter? Alif. Right? And same here.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Darra yadurru, to injure, injure. Darra, to compel. Sarra yasurru, to rejoice. And again, it's transitive. Make glad. Jadda yajuddu, to be new. This is linked with jadidun, the same root letter. Tajaddada, to be renewed. Ahassa, be, to feel, be aware of. Junna, to be janna yujunnu, I believe, to be or go mad. Marra, bi, ala. So when you use this, it means to pass by. And when it gives you root letters, it means you should use it with these root letters. Tamma yatimu, to be completed. Then form 4 is atamma, to complete. And form 10 is istahaqqa, to merit, to deserve. Okay, so let's do this. Jannah yujunun. Jannah junun. Number one. Today's you want to do this. Maddatil amiratu yadaha ilal amiril suri ka'adatiha faqabbalaha.
So Maddati is like the time period.
Stretch to stretch. The prince. It means to stretch.
Okay, it means to stretch Amiratu Yadha, his hands, her hand, ila to Al Amir Suri, that means the prince of Syria,
Syrian
Ka-
prince.
Syrian prince. Ka'addatiha
Ka'adatiha.
is like
Ka means like. Adatiha. Ada means habit. Ha like her habit.
her habit.
Or like a
Faqab-
custom. Like a custom.
Okay, like
Could
a
be that.
custom. فَقَبْلَهَا to meet, so that to meet her or to greet her.
Faqabbalaha. So
So Qabal was like she has stretched out her hand for the Syrian prince to, as a custom, to kiss her or something like that.
yes. So he kissed it. So she stretched her hand. So he kissed her hand. So ha it normally you should go back to yad, and body parts we occur in pairs are normally feminine. So the princess stretched her hand to the Syrian prince as her like a custom, and he kissed it. Number two, Farhana, كانت الطريق الطويلة تمتد أمامنا فاستعددنا للسفر وأحسسنا بسرور في قبولنا.
Yes, sir. Tariqu at-Tawili is the long road. No, the long road was. So the fourth word I can't read properly.
تمتد.
Tamtaddu. Tamtaddu is what, sir?
To stretch. This is intransitive. Doesn't need a object.
Oh, okay. So the long road was stretched. Amamana is in front of us. The long road was stretched in front of us. For astadna is so what is for astadna?
So we don't need last lesson vocabulary.
Astadna is to prepare.
Yes.
So we prepared to travel.
Okay. For the journey.
And-
Okay.
And asasna is a feeling of
And we
beauty,
felt
something.
we felt
Yeah, we felt good. Bisururi is good. Fi
joy in
kubuluna, to accept it.
qulubina.
And we, by in our hearts, not kalam. Okay, in our hearts.
Okay. That's fine. Also, there is inna nisaa junnina حينما نظرنا هذا المشروع لكن رجالهن لم يهتموا به.
Okay, inna is like indeed. You can translate it or you cannot. Indeed, the women went crazy when.
This is like a past, passive.
Yeah. The women went crazy when they saw Hazel Mashru. This Mashru is.
Emo project.
What is it, sir?
Emo project.
Theme or project. Lakinna, but. Rajaluhunna, but there were
Not
men.
rijaluhunna, rijalahunna. Lakinna, when
Okay.
it comes, the next word,
Becomes with fatah, yeah.
mansoob becomes mansoob, becomes
Mansoob, yeah.
adjective. You see the
Yeah.
fatha, so it could be
Okay.
plural.
Okay, rijalahunna, their men, lam yahtamu bihi. but their men were not. يحتموا is
يهتم to be to feel be interested in, to be concerned with, and so forth.
so their men were not concerned with it. The
Okay,
women
or
went crazy when they saw this project, but their men were not interested in it.
yeah, okay. Let's do the couple of questions here. The minister has written long reports on this matter, so the government has been compelled to do something for a deserving officials. But sometimes I feel that maybe now we should start doing without writing it down, because this should become a bit more easier now. But let's do it, Farhana. The minister has written long letters, long reports.
Yes, sir.
You want to start? The minister has written long reports. So minister has written. How do you say that? Are you there? Yeah, she dropped for Sadais. You want to do this?
Okay, sir. The minister is like al-wazir. Has
Yes.
written is like kataba. Long report is tawil, and report is like report is called balagh.
Hello.
إبلاغ بلاغ طويل
No,
عن
تقرير is report, or بروخبري تقارير.
okay the الوزير كتب
So
تقارير
he says not the minister written. It's a minister has written. So we use قد.
قد okay
قد. We start with the verb normally.
قد
قد كتب.
قد كتب الوزير تقارير تقارير long reports, so it
You
should
gotta
be
give me
like
full vowing. You can't just make it the end. Not mention the end.
okay تقارير أطوال.
No, 1 second. 1 second. Hold on. So taka ri ru. Why ru?
Okay, takarir is like
No, it's okay. You need to think. Before we say something, you need to, because we done this like for last 10-15 weeks now. It has to be tagarira,
okay,
because this is
yes,
the
it's the
object.
object. It's the object. Okay,
Because reports are not writing. Reports they can't write. So
okay.
the minister is writing the
Takarir.
report.
Okay, takarirat, and the adjective will be written as
This is the tiptoed.
tawila,
Tawi.
tawilan.
This is broken plural. So what is tawilatan?
Tawilatan.
This is very basic stuff. Tawilatan.
Tawilatan an,
Yeah.
and matter is like what is what is
I'm not going
called?
to tell you the answer. You could blanks. You could do it yourself.
Okay.
So the government has been compelled to do something.
So is for, and the government is like hakuma.
Okay, again, you need to give me full value. Hakumata, hakumati, hakumatu.
Okay,
Like,
so the hakuma is doing something, so it's hakumatu.
okay.
Has been compelled is like has been is there, so kad we have to write again kad.
Okay. So the force is we done yatarra yatarru. So you said al-hakumat, even though I'll write the verb first because that's what we normally do. Qad
Yeah.
ittarra is the verb, so what will you write here?
Ittara is the word. Okay. Al-hakumata istarat. Qad istarat. And to do is like is تفعل أن تفعل شيء
Shay'in, why shay'an?
and it's coming with أن تفعل شيئا for is
Deserving officials deserving is istahaqqa yastahiqu. Official is muwazzifina, so it's going to be lil muwazzifina. This is sign plural becomes genitive. Lil muwazzifina. مستحقين.
okay.
Farhana, are you back?
Yes, sir.
You want to do number 2? Syria asks for an international scheme for the renewal of. It is not easy stuff. So it's if you not like if you both have to be top of the, understand you have lots of commitments. It's difficult. At the same time, it's hard to benefit with a proper revision. Syria asks for an international scheme for the renewal of the people's hopes and the completion of their happiness.
Yes, sir.
So I'll tell you, scheme is mashru'un, renewal is we done istajaddada yatajaddadu, renewal of the people's hopes, amalun or amalun, we done. So I'm just telling you the word, so you could do the rest. Go on.
Okay, sir. Suriyatu
Okay.
ask is yatlabu
Okay. So first, okay,
yatlabu Surya.
Surya is a country, so geographical places are feminine. Normally, tatlubu
Okay, tatlubu, yeah. Tatlubu
Surya. So scheme is mashru'un.
So international scheme.
Yes.
So it will be
I think it's actually done before.
yeah. So international is Duli. Dawli.
Okay. So tatlubu Surya mashru or for example. So you just see li
Yes, sir.
mashru'in.
सही है बाकी चल रहे हैं ना
Duali. Today you need to turn your mic off. Okay. Dualiyin. Okay.
So what is renewal you said?
تجدد يتجدد.
تجدد يتجدد تجدد لتجدد الناسي
So if you want to use you could use li yata jaddada. Because if you use you know, if you the way you're using it, you need to use mudari, not madi. Okay. Or you just could use the verbal line, but okay, we just use the verb li ya. ليتجدد. Hope is hopes is broken plural, so it's as ama.
أعمالكم
So, oh, sorry, if you use for the renewal, so it will be tajadada because we're using ama. Amalun nasi, or it's using ahali as well. Are you doing this, Farhana, or just doing it on?
yes sir, yes sir, but I don't know the other words. Completion also I don't know.
So completion, you say atamma yatimu. So
يتم و
تطلب سوريا لمشروع دولي لتتجدد آمال الناس
و
لإتمام لإتمام
of their happiness.
the happiness. How do you say that? I'm just using verbal hand, yes, for the completion of the happiness. How do you say happiness? I think we've done this word before.
Yes, sir, but I can't remember.
Happy Saeed.
No, sir. Yes, I mean Mr. Sa'adatihim.
Saeed. Yeah,
That's you really both need to like roll up the sleeves and just memorize the vocab and review the previous lessons and so forth. So that's true. Yeah, I think that's so. Number 3, help your friend in times of anxiety, as is the custom of the Christians, Muslims, and Jews. So help is amadda yumiddu. So I help you in this. So you could say
Saeed.
did. No, Sa'id. Yes, Sa'id as well. Sa'ada yusa'idu Sa'id. Yes, use as well.
And your friends is like friends, so أصدقاؤك.
No, Sudais. It's not subject. Do you understand subject and project object?
Yeah.
You can't be using
So you are
dhamma all the time. Like it's not default. You know what's subject, what's
أصدقاءك. He's
أصدقاءك.
أصدقائك في, and in times is like أوقات.
Yes.
And of anxiety I don't know.
We done it before. So okati, okata, okatu. I always tell you to say the full. You'd never say like repeat like many times.
Okay. في أوقاتي because it's after her figure.
Yeah. So في qatil husni.
بالحسن and like is as is like
We just
like
done in question 1 in the first exercise. Ka adati عادة النصارى والمسلمين واليهودي واليهود.
كعادة النصارى والمسلمين واليهود.
Okay, that's all. Any questions?